Hi, children. Have a great day. Let's start a session with prayer, right? So, close your eyes, join your hands, and listen to me. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoma Madam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Fine, children. Now slowly open your eyes. Very good. So till now what are we seeing about? We are seeing about adaptation in plants and animals, right? So what is that? So what is habitat? That we first saw about habitat. Okay, habitat is nothing but living place of an animal or plant is known as habitat, right? The natural surroundings or environment in which an animal or plant lives is called its habitat. Okay, next, adaptation. The plant or animal must have to adapt some situation in their surrounding. So thus that situations, that adaptation is called, that adjustments is called adaptation, right? So what is adaptation? Those animals and plants must adjust to their surroundings for their life. That adjustment is called adaptation. The adaptation must be due to because of climate, food availability, and protection from predators, right? So how the habitats has been classified? Mainly the habitats are classified as water, land, and the land is further classified into deserts, forest, polar regions, hills and mountains, and grassland. Okay, in last session we saw about adaptation in animals, that is land, that is animals in desert and animals in forest, right? How the animals in desert gets adapted? What are the animals present in desert? Namely snake, camel, lizard, right? How the climatic conditions of desert? It will hot during daytime and it is very cold during night time. So how the animals get adapted due to for that climate? And also in desert it is a it is dry and the wind blow at high speed, right? So it will be so dust. So how the animals get adapted? The lizard will stay in its home, that is it will be in its hole, it will be in the burrow during the daytime, and at night time only it will come out for searching the food, right? And for the camel, it will store its food in its arm so that when it is needed it take from there and started to chew. Likewise, in order to avoid the water loss from the body, all desert animals have thick skin so that the thick skin prevents the loss of water, right? And the camel have special eyelids and eyelashes and special nostrils for which it prevents the dust to enter its eyes or nose during heavy storm. In this way, the animals can adapt to live in a desert, right? Similarly, how the animals get adapted to forest? Carnivorous animals have a sharp teeth so that they can tear the flesh of other animals easily. Similarly, herbivorous animals have flat grinding teeth so they can chew the grass properly. In this way, their teeth are made up to adapt the surrounding. Likewise, an animal exhibits a mechanism, a phenomena called camouflage, which is nothing but changing its color, changing its nature according to the surrounding. Right. Example for that is chameleon. chameleon will change its color according to the object on which they appear. If it appear on a leaf, it will change its color according to the leaf, and it will appear on branch, it will change its color according to the branch, that is, it will turn to brown color. This technique is called camouflage, and the example for that is chameleon. Okay, similarly, there's a porcupine which had quills all over the body. When a predator reaches it, it starts to shoot out the quills so that the predator can run away from them. In this way, the animals in forest will adapt themselves according to the situations available in the forest, right? So next we are going to see about animals in grassland, right? So how the grassland will looks like, children? The grassland will full of grasses, right? They are fully covered with grasses. They are dry and windy, that is, air will blow continuously, that is too hot. It is not a cold air, humiliated air, it is a hot air, right? So the area will be dry and windy. There might be some trees only. That grassland will covers, most of the area will covered with grass alone. We can see a little bit trees around that. Not many trees, only little bit trees. There may not be any herbs or bushes in the grassland, right? So this is the condition of grassland. So what are the animals might live in that grassland? There might be antelopes, mongoose, giraffes, wild turkeys, hippopotamus, rhinoceros, grasshoppers, etc. Right, so these are the animals that can live in grassland. Okay, and also in grassland there might be some fire outbreaks will occur. Okay, suddenly a fire will come out of the earth, so that the animals have to burrow under the soil and live there in order to manage that fire outbreaks. Okay, how the animals have to live there? They have to burrow the soil and live under the earth in order to manage the fire outbreaks that are occur in the grassland. Okay, since there is no herbs or no bushes available, the animals that are grazing in the grassland must have to move in herds. They may not move in single while grazing the grasses, right? They have to move in herds so that they can avoid overheat and also avoid loss of water from their body, so that only they are moving in herds while grazing. Okay, in this way they can adapt to the situations of grassland. Once again I am repeating, grasslands are dry and windy. There may not be any trees, herbs or bushes available in the grassland. At some time fire outbreaks will come, so the animals have to burrow under the soil, under the earth, in order to manage to live, in order to manage the fire outbreaks, right? Since there is no bushes or dense trees available, the animals have to move in herds while grazing, right? So some of the animals living in grasslands are mongoose, giraffes, hippopotamus, rhinoceros, turkeys, wild turkeys, antelopes, rabbits and grasshoppers, right? So how the grasshopper will adopt? For example, the grasshopper will looks in green color, so it will matches the leaf. Okay, so the enemy will get confused whether it is a leaf or a grasshopper. It is first point. And the second point, the grasshopper have a big hind legs which helps it to flew away when a predator attacks it. Okay, and it has a short forelimbs which helps to hold its food. In this way, the grasshopper will adapt to its surrounding. Okay. So next we are going to see about animals in polar region. As I said earlier, the polar region are so cold. It has a so cold climate. We cannot live there with proper measurements, right? So what are the animals that might live in that type of conditions in that region? Polar bear, snake, lizard, and some birds, right? The birds might not hold to that climatic conditions, so they will flew away to other places, right? So that flying of bird to other places is known as migration. What is that? The movement of bird from one place to another place is called migration. Okay, the birds will adapt in this way. They will migrate to another place till the climate become normal. Okay, in polar region the climate was too cold, which cannot bear by the birds. So the birds will migrate to another region for better climate. Right? In this way, the birds will adapt to that particular situation. Similarly, how the snake and lizard will get adapted? It will hibernate. What is hibernate? They will sleep for a long time in their cave or in their hole. What is that? If an animal or an insect sleep for a long time in their cave or in hole, that is said to be hibernation. Okay, so while hibernating, those animals have something to eat, so that they will eat fully. So during the hibernation period, they cannot feel hungry. They will sleep in a good manner. In this way, the snake and lizard will adapt to that polar region, right? And coming to the polar bear, it has a thick fur over its body. Okay, the skin of the polar bear is thick and fur-like manner. Okay, which helps to keep the polar bear warm. Under the skin, will be a layer of fat. Under the skin of polar bear, there will be a layer of fat, which also makes the polar bear to keep warm. In this way, it will adjust to the climatic situations that present in the polar region. Would you clear, children, how the animals in polar region get adapted? Very good. So today we see about the adaptation of animals in polar region and in grasslands, right? So remaining topics we can see in next class. Before that, note down your homework. Take your concept book, page number 31 and 32. Right. In that, practice zone 3 and 4. And the first question, write any two features of grasshopper that help it to survive in grassland. You have to mention the features of grasshopper that helps them to live in a grassland, right? And the second one is, why do some animals migrate from one place to another place? You have to write answer. Why the animals are migrating from, that is moving from one place to another place. You have to answer for this question. So do your homework and upload it in Google Classroom app. Okay? Till then, stay connected, stay safe. We will meet in next class. Bye.